Hey philosophers! I hope you guys like Squid Game because that's what I'm gonna talk about today, and this video will contain spoilers. So I think that Squid Game is designed to give participants a false sense of fairness and agency. So if you look at the games, they always give some sort of a choice to the participants. So instead of assigning people Dalgona shapes, they let them choose beforehand what shape they would play with. And instead of lining people up as they would like with the glass bridge, they let people choose their own number. Instead of grouping people themselves, they let people choose their own groups. And they even let people decide what kind of marble game they would like to play. So I wondered, what are the purpose and effects of these choices? And how do they mirror our society? And I think that these choices give the participants the illusion that they have some sort of agency in the game. You know, they get to think, oh, well, I'm the one who chose this shape, can't complain about it, I brought this upon myself. Or, you know, well, I should have chosen the bigger number, but I chose the smaller number, and so I guess I brought this upon myself. But think about it. If, for example, Dalgona shapes were assigned to people, people would completely not accept the game as fair, right? They could easily say or think, why do these people get, easier shapes when I got this difficult shape? But they don't do that because they had chosen the shapes. But the question is, do these choices really make the game fair? I think not. These are pseudo choices that people are forced to make with incomplete to no information. It's just a trick. It's like a carrot that the Squid Game uses to, let the participants justify all the unfairness that's going on in the Squid Game. And I actually think that this is a representation of present day society, or society as it historically evolved. Like when I was born, I quickly realized that there was a game that I had to enter, the game of going to a prestigious school. And then once I got there, I had to win another game of getting a well-paying job or something. And then once I got there, there was this, ooh, I gotta make myself attractive game so that I win a partner that's that I would like to spread my genes with, or something like that. We're brainwashed to think that the outcomes depend on our effort. And so, as long as we play earnestly, as long as we give everything we got, we'll be winners of the games. But in reality, who made these games? Also, there is so much inequity and randomness within these games. As in Squid Game, we protest in the beginning, or maybe our parents and their parents' did. But the more we see these games get played around us, the more we get to accept that that's just how things are. We take the rules as given, and we revel in the pseudo choices that we're given, and we accept the outcome. We spend almost the entirety of our lives trying to figure out how to win those games because there seems to be no other choice. Now, that's why I think that in Squid Game, Ji-young is the real heroine. She is the only one who exercises true control over what is going to happen to her. So just a quick recap. Ji-young and Sae-byeok are paired to engage in this game. It's throwing a marble towards a wall, and whoever gets to throw the marble to be closer to the wall wins. And Sae-byeok does it earnestly, and what Ji-young does is she drops it on the start line, which automatically makes her the loser of the game. And so she gets killed. Now notice that Sae-byeok gets really upset when Ji-young does that. Why? Is it because Sae-byeok wanted to lose? No. Sae-byeok wanted to win. The reason why Sae-byeok got upset is because she wanted Ji-young to play fairly. And my guess is that Sae-byeok wanted Ji-young to play fairly, partly so that she doesn't have to feel so guilty or indebted. But these are all under the assumption that there is actually some element of fairness in the game, which there isn't. And also because Sae-byeok considers death to be the worst outcome. She assumes that, and I don't think that has to be true for Jiang. So let's bring in a philosopher, Albert Camus. Okay, so instead of accepting life and living life as the automatic better option, Camus thought that, the fundamental problem of philosophy is figuring out whether life is worth living. So while the Squid Game staff, the, red and black people, purposely instill in the participants a fear of death, the idea that death equals, loss, Xiang reminds us that death can also be a conscious and dignified choice. So am I saying death is good and that we should die? No. Squid Game is a metaphor. So in Squid Game, losers of the game die. And now we have to think about what the equivalent of that is in our society. What happens to the losers of the games in present day society? Consider the choices that society brainwashes us into thinking are undesirable, bad loser choices, and then really consider, are they inherently bad choices? Or do we just think that because everyone around us tries to avoid them? And I note that, this can mean very different things to each of you, depending on the kind of community that you're used to. So I think that it's time for us to examine the Squid Games that we enter into on a daily basis in our lives. How much control do we really have? How do we regain agency? And once we do, what do we do with it? Alright, philosophers, that's it for today. Leave in the comment box what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a philosophical week. Bye!